This conference will now be recorded.
So the meaning of this list comprehension is it is a way, this is a new way. It is a new way to create a new list in short way. To create a new list in short way. Meaning of this in a single line. In a single line, we have to create short way in the sense in single line. I will show you max in single line. Max in single line we will create a list, guys. For this reason, Python will support this kind of syntax also. In short way I have to create a list. For that for example, if I want to create a list, I want example I'm giving here. I wants to create a list with numbers. I want to create a dynamic list with numbers from 0 to 10. 0 to 10. So for this assignment, for this example, how many lines of code we have to write, guys? So I want to create a dynamic list. So dynamic list with the numbers, with a few numbers, that from 0 to 10, guys. So for that I'm taking initial values. 0 and 10 are the static values, right? So there is no need to take range from user. Now I want to create a list dynamically. For completing this assignment, how many lines of codes we have to write, guys? How many lines of codes we have to write? Okay, Prasanna says 2, Sudarshan says 6. Prasanna says 2, Sudarshan says 6. So here we have to write 3 lines of code, guys, for this. So I will show you how it is. So you please open your IDE. You just open IDE. There I will show you. I have to show differentiate between general procedure and advanced one, that is the list comprehensions. If you are going to working on list concept, then max we will go with. Even not now, if you are entered in organization software companies also, there this concept will help you. So as per my concept, we have to create a list dynamically with the number with 10 to 1 to 10 numbers. So for that, first we have to take list, right? First we have to create list nums is equal to dynamic list we are going to generating. For that we are going to initializing a list here with the name of, I'm going to initializing a list here with the name of nums. Right now we have list with us that is nums. In that we have nothing. Now I want to store values 10 to 20. 1 to 10. So for that, how many times we have to iterate a loop? For that we have to iterate loop for I in range of. So for in range of, as per our assignment, we have to store 1 to 10. 0 to 10 we have to store now. That means I'm taking 1 to 10. 1 to 10 in the sense from 1 to 11 I'm giving. That means from 1 to 10 numbers I want to store inside. Now we are in for. Now where I have to store that iteration value, guys? In each and every iteration we are getting something value from range, then we are assigning to variable I. Now what we have to do? Now I want to store that I value inside nums. For that I don't want to print Masana. I don't want to print. I want to store inside list, that is nums. So how can we store? Append, absolutely. So which value we have to append? In each and every iteration we are getting something value. That value is going to storing inside I. Now I want to store that I value inside nums. So for that I will write list name, that is nums dot append is the method, append of. So which value you have to store? Iteration variable, that is I. In each and every iteration these values, one to this loop will be iterated 10 times. Each and every time I have to store value inside I. After getting value inside I, then I have to append that I value to this nums. Now you just print it. Now just print it. What are the values here? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So this is the actually this is the my assignment. For this, how many lines of code we wrote, guys? For that, how many lines of code we wrote now? Including this one also, including this one. How many lines of code is there? Including printing statement also. Including print we have 4 lines, right? Main here logic is, our main logic is existed 2 lines. Main logic is 2 lines. Then this is the list, empty list. Then here we are printing this one. Now 4 lines of code it is taking for this list. Now we will go with, so here what I am saying, it is a new way. List comprehension is a new way to create a new list in short way. Short way in the sense in single line. Now here we have 4 lines of code. Now I want to go with list comprehensions. List comprehension in the sense, so here already nums is existed now. I want to create nums1 is equal to nums1 is equal to, so we are using list comprehensions, right? So for that, which brackets we have to use, guys? List comprehensions we are going to using na. So first I will give syntax to you, then you will get more clarity. So what, how it is looks, so here I will show you syntax. So syntax for this list comprehension, you have to use list comprehension in the sense we are going to using square brackets. So inside square bracket, first we have to specify expression space for loop for I in range of, for I in range of, we have to specify, this condition, guys. First we have to specify expression, then we have to write condition, I mean then we have to iterate, so here we are giving range 1 comma 10, range 1 comma 11 I am giving. So now I will explain this one. So syntax is for this, first we have to specify expression here, expression or it is a variable name, var name, either it is a expression, either it is a variable name, whatever it is maybe. If you are going to performing something operations like arithmetic or logical something, then we will say that is the expression. And or else if you are going to storing variables values, then we have to say var name. This is the loop. From this loop we are getting, I mean we are getting something value, I value we are getting now. So we will see here nums is equal to, we are going to iterating list comprehension. So here, as per this assignment, what we have to store, guys, is what we are going to storing, expression or variable name. We have to create a list, we have to create list with the numbers, right? So that here, as per our assignment, there is no need to consider expression in the sense that is combination of operations and operands. So that we have to consider variable name. So in each and every iteration, which value, as per this assignment, in each and every iteration we have to store I value inside I na, so that I am specifying I, that is variable name. So inside list comprehensions, first one belongs to either it is a expression, either it is a variable. Then space for I in range of 1 comma 11 I am giving, 1 comma 11. Now here you just observe, this is the variable name. So whatever the variable is specified in iteration, you have to specify same thing here also, guys. If in case if you will specify inside for, if you will specify I, then you can't keep j here. Whatever the variable is specified inside, we are going to specifying inside loop, you have to keep same thing here only, then only it will store, guys. I for I in range of 1 comma 11. Now how many time, actually how many time this loop will be iterate, guys? How many time this loop will be iterate? For I in range of 1 comma 10 11 in the sense that is 10 times we have to retain. Just check it, same logic, whatever the lines I wrote here, I mean here we have 4 lines now. Now we have one line, only one line. Now we just check nums1, even same result we are getting, guys. This is the basic procedure, we have. Then this is the advanced one, that is list comprehensions. Nums1 is equal to, that is the list name here. Then we are going to implementing list comprehension, so that I am specifying variable name I, then for I in range of 1 comma 11. Just I am writing like this, no need to keep colon, then need to append everything. List comprehensions inside Python, list comprehensions will support like this, guys. I hope this example is clear to you. I will give so many more examples, guys. First respond, is this is okay to you? Clear. Just see this. Now I don't want to print I value, guys. Now I want to print I square values, I mean power values. I want to store, power values. Then how can we alter our expression? I want to store powers up to 10. That means 1 to 10 powers I want to store. For that, what we have to do? In that case, what we have to print? What we have to print? I value or expression? Absolutely. Who is that? Sudarshan. Absolutely, guys. That is same powers. Now we are going to store in powers, so is equal to, I mean, this is the user defined variable guys. Based on your requirement you have to specify that one. Powers is equal to going to implementing list comprehension, so that list brackets, index brackets you have to specify. There I have to store powers. Now powers, how can we specify powers? Given value double star I double, no, that's not I, that is power 2. Now power 2 we have to specify. I is the variable. Before storing I value, I want to make that I value as a power. Now for I in range of 1 comma up to 10 values I want to store. Now that's it guys. Before storing this I value, in previous example we are storing I value directly. Now we are getting I value, in first time we are getting I value to here. Then before storing this I value we are making power double star 2. That means in first iteration I value is the 1. 1 double star 2 in the sense that is 1 will store inside powers. Again in second iteration I value is the 2 double star 2, that is 4 will be stored inside powers. Then third iteration loop will be iterated guys. Inside, as per this list comprehension there is a loop, but we won't get anything because we are trying to accessing, there is existing concept is existed inside Python. We are just trying to accessing that. Now you can check powers. 1 4 9 16 25 36 49 64 81 100. Every time we are getting power values, right? If you want to implement same logic inside here, you have to specify I double star 1 here, I double star 2 here. In single line I'm getting power of these one guys, power of these values. I hope it is clear to you guys what we are doing here. Clear? If in case if we want to implement same concept by using function, power of function, for that again pows1 is equal to, I'm going to creating list brackets. Actually we have power function, right? Power is the default function. So for that base value is the I, power value is the 2, that is a fixed value. Space, here we have to iterate a loop for I in range of 1 comma 10. For your clarity I want to change this one like this guys. Here I want to keep iteration variable is the j. I'm keeping iteration variable is the j, then inside power I'm keeping I. In this case what will happen guys? So here I'm going to storing power of 1 comma 2, power of 1 comma I comma 2 I'm giving. So here I'm saying iteration variable is the I, but while implementing iteration I'm giving iteration variable is the j. In this case what it will happen is it will store j value inside I, or is it will throw error? Just assume yourself what it will throws. Error it will throws, error it will throw, just check it. We are getting something. What we are getting guys, every time we are getting 100. Did you observe why we are getting 100? Anybody? Instead of throwing error it is trying to printing something value. What is that? What is the value inside I? Just observe here. So in this iteration, in this example we are already initialized I na. I value last iteration based on this condition I value is 10. So that reason it is, instead of throwing error it is trying to making, I mean 10 times it is going to iterating. Each and every time it is trying to taking I value is the 10. That is the reason. Actually here I already initialized here, so that reason it is showing like that. It's not considering j value guys, just remember that. Now again I want to make a change here, that is instead of I I'm keeping j value, iteration variable j, right? So that I'm keeping this one. Now we can observe POWS1, that is 1 4 9 16 we are getting. By using this way, by using this one we can able to print structure also. I mean math table structure you already know, right? Same way you can able to print mathematical structure also by using this concept. By using this one, actually the for that also we have to go at 4 lines now. So here also you can implement mathematical structure also, it will support like that. I hope it is clear now. No one have no issue. It is clear. Now we will see how can we implement condition checking. Actually here we are getting 1 to 10 numbers we are printing now. Now I want to print even numbers only. I want to print events only. For that you can implement range of 3 parameters also. That is also will help you. So we will see how to print even numbers without checking condition. So for that events is equal to, I mean, by using range of 3 parameters also we can print events, guys. First I will show you that one, then we will go with condition, how to implement condition inside list comprehensions. Events is equal to, we are going to using list comprehensions here. So list comprehensions, I want to store events now. I'm just taking I value will I for I in range of. Now I want to print even numbers. So for that, what is the initial value for this range method, guys? Anybody try to guess? Now I'm trying to storing even numbers inside events list. So what is the initial value for that? Absolutely, that is 0. Up to 10 I want to store. So what is the ending value? Including 0 I want to print events now. 0 is also even number. Then up to 10 in the sense that is 11 we have to specify. Now what is the third parameter now? Now what is the third parameter? Before that, what is the default parameter in this case? If I'm giving range of 2 parameters, what is the default increment value? That is 1. Now we are trying to print even numbers now. 0 in the sense next iteration we have to print 2. So that reason we have to specify third parameter is a 2. Now we just print events. That is 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We are getting only these even numbers. Same way you can implement, you can able to get odds also. For that case, what can we do, guys? Now for printing events, we are saying I for I in range of 0, 11, 2. Now I want to print odd numbers. Without checking condition, I want to print odds now. What can we do? Step value, I want complete range method. Remember, you are going to implementing range in the sense there is a, I mean, list comprehensions in the sense there is a for loop. Without having for loop, you can't implement list comprehensions. Remember, for that reason, while starting this, I'm giving this one, guys. List comprehensions in the sense, if you are going to iterating loops, then instead of going to basic procedure, you just go with list comprehensions. 0, 11, 1. Navina, you just check it once. So Radhika, I got one from Radhika. Yes. So first we will go with Navina. So she said something. Uh, events one again. Events one is equal to I for I in range of. So she said initial value is the 0, ending value is the 11, then increment value is the 1. I think already, I mean, there is a I mean, by default incremented value is 1 there. I think till now I'm saying that by default there is a increment value is 1. We have to keep 2 in the sense from 0 it will start. So from 0, so here I will explain you again. So in first iteration, initial value is the 0. So I value store, I mean 0 will be stored inside events. Then in second iteration, you are saying increment by value 1. So if I increment 0 by 1, what is the value, Miss Navina? Please respond. No worry. If I will increase this value, 0 value by 1 as per your condition, what is the, in next iteration, what is the I value? 1 only. 1, that is the 1. 1 will store inside events 1. In second iteration, again you are saying value 1 value increment by 1. In that case, it will 2. So it will, it mean as per you, it will returns only series of values, guys. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 it is giving. So by default there is a increment, there is a 1 is the incremented value. So you have, there is no need to specify again 1. Even if I will write like this, it is giving series of the value. So for you, I will alter this one. For you, I will alter this one. So I'm removing 1 here. Just check it again. Events 1 is equal to same series you are getting, guys. There is no difference between this one and this one. If you will specify ending value other than 1, then only you have to go with range of third parameter. Otherwise, you have to go with this one only. So now I want to get odd numbers now. For even numbers, we are giving 0. Now I want to print odds. print odd numbers, that is I, for I in range of. So odd number starting from where, guys? Odd number starting from where? Absolute Sudarshan. Odd number starting from 1, then up to 10 I want to print now, so that 11 is the ending value. Now each and every iteration 1 is the odd value. What is the next odd value, guys? Initial odd value is the 1. In what is the next odd value after 1? That is 3. After 3, what is the odd value? That is 5. So each and every iteration what we are doing, we are trying to adding 1. First iteration we are storing 1 because that is first odd. In second iteration we have to print 3. That means for this 2, for this 1 we have to increment how much value we have to increase. For getting second odd number, how much value you have to increase for this one? I mean, how much value you have to add? That is 2 we have to add. That is third parameter. Third parameter. Now you can check it. Odds 1 3 5 7 9. 1 3 5 7 9. I hope it is clear to you all. What is the range? What is the range of 3 parameters? Then how to get evens and odds by using I mean without using condition, guys. Yes, Sudarshan is clear. Prasanna is also clear. Then what about others? Radhika and Navina. So these are the advanced concepts in Python, guys. If you will go, I mean, if you wants to become a machine learning developer, for them, this concept will helpful you guys. Who are interested to go data scientist or machine learning developer or data analyst or artificial intelligence like that, if you are going to machine learning like machine learning applications, for them these concepts are very very important, guys. Without knowing list comprehensions, you can't perform analyzing part. I mean, if you will go with basic procedure, then you have to write more number of lines code, more number of lines you have to write. If you know this range list comprehensions, that is very easy. Okay, we will see that now. Now single loop iteration is over now. Now we will see inner loops, loop inside loop. Now we have only one loop now. Now I want to iterate loop inside loop. So for that what can we do? So loop inside loop, for that example is what we have to think. Okay, something I will give. Loop inside loop, for that actually the concept. Okay, we will go with first multiples we have to print it, then we will get clarity. So I'm going to print mults is equal to list comprehensions. I'm going to iterating, I'm going to using, then I is not necessary. I want to print something j for I in range of 5 I'm giving. That means main for is going to iterating one time 5 times, then second for, so it's better to specify 3 for inside for range of 3, then for j in range of I'm giving 5. Now just consider rows and columns concept. Rows and columns. Now here this is the main for loop. Inside for there is another for, that is j. Now I want to print first row. I mean these first for loop will specify includes row, then second for loop will specify columns. So now tell me how many rows we have here. So how many rows we have to create now based on this? 3 rows, then 5 columns, right? Inside for we have a 5 columns. Now I want to print that one. So first we have to print I value, I followed by in quotations, because sorry, that's not a plus. I have to show arrow mark here. Then j. Now I have to keep entire thing inside one concept. So inside bracket I am keeping. Otherwise, it will consider number of parameters like that. So that this is the expression I want to print. In first iteration from main for we are getting I is the 1, I is the 0. So it specifies 1 comma, then here also I have to specify 1 comma. Now this loop will be iterate, this loop will be iterate 3 times, this loop will be iterate 5 times. From 1 to 4 in the sense that is 3 times this loop will be iterate. So in each and every iteration I value will store here, I followed by arrow mark, then j value it will store. Just see here what it will going to printing. So I'm telling mulse. Just see here, first row, first column is the 1, first row, second column, first row, third column, first row, fourth column, first row, fifth column, then second row, first column, second row, second column, second row, third column, second row, fourth column, second row, fifth column. Same way third row, we have 3 rows and 5 columns guys. Just I want to convey this message to you. We can able to implement for inside for also, or else if you want to print multiples of a multiplication table, same way I want to use, same thing I want to use to print multiplication table. That is, for that we already know print of I something we have to use now. Same concept I am going to using here, that is first table I, so concatenate with what, so I am going to printing tables concept guys. Tables concept I want to print up to 5 only I want to print. I mean 1 into 6 I don't want to print. So that I value concatenate with star concatenate with uh, j value, that is the second iteration value, then j concatenate with uh, is equal to, then j is equal to concatenate with I star j. We already know this logic. Just I'm keeping logic here guys. I in the sense that is I value will come from first for, then j value will come from second for. You just print it, then you will get more clarity. Now mulse, just print it. What's happening? 1 star is equal to 1, 1 star 2 is equal to 2, 1 star 3 is equal to 3, 1 star 4 is equal to 4, 1 star 5 is equal to 5. I mean inner loop will be iterate only 5 times now, so that it will stop. Then 2 star 2 is equal to, I mean 2 star 1 is equal to 1, 2 star 1 is equal to 2, 2 star 2 is equal to 4, 2 star 3 is equal to 6, 2 star 4 is equal to 8, 2 star 5 is equal to 10. Second for loop is over. Then in again I value increment, I value is going to increase by 1, that is 3 table. 3 is equal to 1, 3 2 is equal to 6, 3 3 is a 9, 3 3 is a 4, 3 5 is a 15. This is the way we have to implement inner first guys. Even if you are going to implementing single for two first, whatever may be, you have to specify expression here only. I mean you have to specify your expression here. In this case this is a expression, it's not a variable. Expression in the sense I already told you, as per programming language, expression in the sense that is a combination of operators and operands. Now what are the operators here in this expression? What are the operators are available here guys? Anybody? What are the operators here? Star is the one operator, is equal to is operator, star and is equal to is the operators. Okay, then what are the operands here? What are the operands? I and j, absolutely I and j is the operators. I hope you got this clarity, right? Loop inside loop, same way you can implement third loop also. So they, for that you have to specify space here, again you have to keep for k in range of something. You can able to implement inner first also. I hope you have no issue with this. You please respond here. Yes, Sudarshan, I have no issue. That's great. If you are clear with this, then I will go with another example. Clear, that is fine. Now we will see iterators wise. I mean list. I mean iterators by using list comprehension. So we already know iterators concept, right? I mean iterators concept you already know. What kind of iterators are available in Python, guys? How many types of iterators are available here? Ami, Okay, what are the iterators are available? Sorry for inconvenience, guys. Now tell me, iterators. So I already told you how many types of iterators are available, guys. Iterators. How many types of iterators we have? I explained it to you guys. Okay, Prasanna says two. I know what are those. No. For is different. That is the loop. I mean, looping statement. Iterators is different, guys. Yes. STR iterator, then Rishi. You are fine. So I already told you without using length of method. So here I will specify you string iterators. String iterators, then list iterators. We can implement values list string in directly. I already told you iterators. Then tuple iterator. I told you same way we have dict iterator also. Dict in the sense dictionary iterator. Iterator. I gave example. I mean, while going to explaining, I give string iterator. While giving list it, I mean, I give example like this, guys. For your confirmation, I will specify like this. For I in, for ch in, for ch in string I specify na hello. Now, how many times this loop will iterate now? Based on this, how many times this loop will iterate, guys? So here I am going to using string iterator. Now this is the string. Without using range, I am going to iterating. Now tell me how many times this one will iterate. This is example for string iterator. 5 times. In first iteration, what is the value inside ch? In first iteration, what is the value in ch? H. Absolutely. That is the example. Same way, list iterator also we already know. List iterators. So how can we write list iterator? I gave example for all, guys. For item, for item in list. So here we are going to specifying 1 comma 2 3 comma for 5. Now tell me how many times this one will iterate. Now here we have example for list iterators. Print of that is item. So now how many times this one will iterate? 5 times only. So what is the value in third iteration? What is the value inside item in third iteration? In third iteration, what is the item value? 3 only. Absolutely. In third iteration 3 na. So we are storing. Same way tuple also. We can give same example for tuple also. Just we are going to changing concept name, guys. That's it. We are doing nothing here. Just here for, I mean, I want to convert this one as a tuple iterator. For that, what we had what kind of changes I have to do here? Now I'm copying this example from list iterations. Now I want to convert this one like tuple iterations. For that, what I have to do here? Brackets. Absolutely. Here, this based on this, I mean, this we are saying this is a list iterator. We are going to iterating item directly. So now I want to change this one. That is parenthesis I want to keep. Now this is the list iterate item tuple iterator. Then dictionary iterator. For that also I gave example. So how can we iterate dictionary? For that I gave number of ways to you, guys. Number of ways I give to you. How can get only keys k comma value. So while going to iterating dictionaries, we have to get two values, k and key and value. For I in we have to specify like this. Items we have to specify, that is d dot item we have to specify. items is the method, right? I already told you. I gave examples also for this. Print of key comma value will store. I hope you remembered this concept while iterating this one. Even zip concept I told you while explaining this one. Without using d dot items also we are getting keys, only values we are getting, number of we can able to iterate this one by without using range. So these kind of iterators are available in Python, guys. Now we will implement same iterations, same iterators in list comprehensions also. Now I want to implement iterations, I mean list comprehensions by using, I mean in strings, so that I'm going to printing chars in the sense we are going to iterating string na. So that reason sorry, list comprehensions. So here I have to specify something, that is what I have to get, characters we are getting ch for i in. So here we are specifying something, that is hello. Now what is the, in that case, what is the length of this chars? Now this chars is the list type only, because we are using list brackets now, so that is list type. So you just check it. Sorry, name ch is not defined. Sorry, I did something wrong. So what is the error, guys? Now I mean, naturally in previous example I told you we will get error something. Now what we are getting, which variable we are going to storing inside char ch we are going to storing, but we are in iteration we kept I. That is the reason. So that reason I'm changing this one now. That is, instead of I we have to keep ch in the sense character. We are getting character from this word. Each and every iteration we are getting character from this word, then we are storing that ch inside chars. Now we can check it. Chars h, first iteration h is the value, then in second iteration I mean l o we are getting. So even here for this string iterator, actually here I specified direct string to you now. So here we have for this one we have two lines of code, but here we are going to keeping, even we are trying to printing ch directly. Instead of printing, if you want to store inside list, then again we have to initialize the list, empty list, then we have to append, then we have to print. For this also we have to write four lines of code. But if you will go with same concept by using list comprehensions, that is very easy for you guys. Same way you can implement I mean list also. There is no change, list implementation, everything. So we have to specify, if you are keeping string here, that is concept belongs to string iterator. If you are keeping list directly, then that is belongs to list iterators. If you are keeping tuples, then that is tuple iterators. If you are keeping dictionary, then dictionary iterators. Now we will see tuple comprehensions. I mean, just actually we have a list comprehensions only. Instead now I want to change this concept. So you can see here, now I want to check type of rs. Now you just observe what is the type of that one. That is list type we are getting. That is a list type. Now each and because the reason here we have a list brackets, so that reason we are getting list. Now I'm going to changing same concept, that is vals is equal to, I'm going to using brackets. Just I'm trying to change in brackets, guys. You just observe what is happening. Then I for I in here I'm going to using list iterator 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. Now how many times this far will iterate? We already know that is 5 times it will iterate. Now instead of using list comprehensions, I'm using something here. So you just check it, vals. We are getting something. What is that concept, guys? If I will use like this, when I'm trying to print chars, we are getting values, guys. Just observe these two, guys. This is the example for I'm giving. Inside list comprehensions, we are going to iterating string iterator. Here iterators we are implementing. So whenever we are going to comprehensions concept, there is a, I mean chars, when I try to print chars concept, it is printing values directly. But here we are going to, when we are going to changing brackets, that is parenthesis of list comprehensions, I mean list concept we are going to implementing inside parentheses. In that case we are getting something like a generator, guys. So this is the example for iterators. that is, I mean, list comprehensions. Now this is the example for generator. So these two are not the same, guys. This is a list comprehensions is different. For that we have to use square brackets only. For generators we have to use parenthesis brackets. Remember that. In next session I will give I will differentiate what is the iterator and what is the generator. Just for your clarity I am giving. If in case if anyone thinking like this, for them I am giving clarity. For list comprehensions we have to go with square brackets only. You don't go with brackets. If you will go with the parenthesis, then it will consider that is different concept, that is generator concept. I hope it is clear now. List comprehensions is different, generator is different. For list comprehensions we have to use index brackets only. For generators you have to go with parenthesis only. There is a between these we have a difference. I will show you that later if need. Okay, now we will see dictionaries. Why can't we implement dictionaries now? So dict is equal to something. So d is equal to I'm going to keeping I value. I want to print I. So I comma j I want to print. So for I in range of 1 comma 6 I'm giving. So I'm going to iterating only one, guys. So I want to make uh, I value is the key. For that I want to make a I colon I double star power of that value as a, I mean I want to keep I as a key, power of that value as a I mean power of that I as a value. I hope you are getting my example right. So actually we did this example already. We did this example, guys. We are going to iterating a loop. This loop will be iterate 5 times. From 1 to 5 times it will iterate. So in each and every iteration we want to make iteration variable as a iteration value as a key. Then for that key we have to keep power of that value as a value. Now we'll check it what will happen. So see here, now we have a dictionary, guys. One power value is the 1. 2 second iteration value is the 2. 2 power value is the 4. 3 power value is the 9. 4 power value is the 16. 5 power value is the this. For this also we have to write 5 lines of code, guys. So now we can check it. Now we can check it type of D. You just check it. Now we are getting dictionary. Remember, if you are going to using parenthesis like this, then it will consider dictionary. If you are going to using this one, then it will consider that is a list. But if you will go with this one brackets, then it will consider that is a generator. You have to remember that, guys. In that case, in this case it's not a tuple concept, it is a generator concept. That is different one. That is also advanced one in Python. Max, so many companies, 99.9% they will ask you what is the generator, what is the generator, what is the advantage of generator. That's why I'm telling you that's not a tuple, because that is a different concept. For that they are specifying these brackets, wise we have advantage. For that we will see that one. Even or else next tomorrow session you have to come with what is the generator. Just go with internet, there you can get more clarity. Otherwise I will give you. Okay, while going to here it won't consider that is a tuple, that is consider a new concept. Okay, that is fine. Now we can able to using this comprehensions concept, list comprehensions concept, we can implement this one also. Okay, I hope how to make dictionary is also clear now by using this. If I will keep instead of keeping this colon, I want to keep single value. In that case what will happen, we will see. S is equal to, I'm using this bracket. Now I'm going to storing I for I in range of, I'm giving 1 comma 6. Now in this case s belongs to which type, guys? Now you just assume what is the type of s. Now I have same index brackets we have, I mean flower basis we have I for I in range of 1 comma 6. So in this case what is the type of s now? Absolutely, who is that? Sudarshan. That is, what is the type of s now? That is set type. I already told you, if inside these flower bases, if you have values in key and pair format, if you have values in this format, then only Python interpreter will consider that is a dictionary. If we have flower bases inside, if you have single values 1 comma 2 comma something like that, then Python interpreter will consider that is a set type. I hope it is there is no issue for you. Now we will see condition statements. We have 10 more minutes now. We will see that conditions implementation. So actually in this example here we are taking a diversion, right? We have to we have to print events by using by using list comprehensions, so that events is equal to by using list braces, I want to print only even numbers up to 10. So for I in for I in for I in range of, so for that if we have, actually we have two different types of conditions. So for that what we have to do, first we have to specify condition, or else we have to go with something. Okay, for I in range of, just I have small doubt, for I in range of 1 comma 10, in between 1 to 10 I have to print even numbers. Then here I want to check if I, what is the logic for this, guys? How can we find even numbers? For finding even numbers, what is the fixed logic? What is the logic for even numbers? We already know that, right? We have to divide that number absolutely, modulo 2 double is equal to 0. In that case only, I mean in this condition, before storing I value, we have to check a condition, is that value will divisible with 2, then that remainder is 0. If it is true, then only we have to store I value inside list. Then in second iteration I value is the 1, I mean second iteration I value is the 2 modulo 2 double is equal to 0. If this condition is true, then only it will go to events. We will check it, is it is working fine or not. Yes, it is working fine. So in first iteration I value is the 1 modulo 2 double is equal to 0, condition, this condition returns false, so that list comprehensions won't store I value inside events. In second iteration, from this far I value is the 2, we are checking 2 modulo 2 double is equal to 0, condition is true, so that this I value 2 value will be stored inside events. In third iteration I value is the 3 modulo 2, condition false, it won't store. Like that 4 will be stored, 5 won't store, 6 will be stored, 7 won't store, 8 will be stored, 10 will be stored. That is over. Same way I have to implement else concept also. I mean sorry, else concept also we have to include na. We have to include I mean else blocks also we have to include here. So while going to implement else brackets, for that we have to change our condition wise, we have to change our condition. So I hope this is clear now for events. Same way I have to implement for printing odd also, for printing odds also, guys. Odds is equal to, same concept I have to implement to print j for, sorry, j for j in range of 1 comma 11. Then here I'm going to writing condition, if j modulo not is equal to 0, not is equal to 0. If it is, if this condition is true, then only I want to print odds, then only I want to print odds here. Just here syntax error, what is that? Sorry, I did something wrong. That is j modulo 2, right? J modulo 2 not is equal to 0, then only I want to store odds. Now name odd, sorry, odds 13579 we have. So we are going to implementing list with condition, list with condition. If in case if you want to print something like instead of printing, I mean 1 2 3 something, if you want to print events odd, even odd, for that case we have to go with else case also, we have to go with now we will see how to implement else case. We have to know syntax procedure, guys, then based on the situation we will implement. Now if you are going to checking only if condition, then we have to implement logic like this. Now we have to include else case also. For that case, we have to specify. For that case, we have to alter condition. I mean, first we have to write conditions. Then only we have to go with. Uh, then only we have to go with something. So, so what I have to suggest here? What I have to suggest? Which concept I have to implement? Now I want to implement if and else concept. Okay, fine. So vals I'm giving vals is equal to in list concept. I want to print true or false cases, guys. If a number is a even, I mean, so instead of vals, it's better to specify events only. If that is a even, I want to print true. I mean, I want to iterate loop 10 times. In that, if you are find even number, I want to print true. If I'm getting odd number, I want to print false inside my list. So that reason, first we have to print true. We have to print true. Condition is for this case what I have to do. True we have to print first. First we have to print true, then what I have to do now. Okay, first we have to print true if this condition, if given value I modulo 2 double is equal to 0. If this condition is true, I want to print true value. Otherwise, in the sense else case, in else case, we have to specify false. We have to specify false. Now here just observe, guys. If this condition is true, I want to print true inside events. Else, if this condition is false, we have to print false case, guys. You just observe this statement. We are going to these. I mean, don't get confused, guys. If this condition is true, we want to print true value inside our events. Otherwise, if this condition is false, it will go to forward. This condition is true, it will go to backstep, that is it will store true value. If it is false, then it will go forward, it will print false. Now we have to iterate a loop for I in range of. So I want to print like this now. Now you can check events. Now each and every iteration in first case, what is the I value in first case? Starting value is the 1, right? So that it will checking I modulo 2 condition is equal to, this is the false condition. That means it will go to else, it will print false inside first. Then in second case, I value is the 2 modulo 2 double is equal to 0, condition is true, so that it will print true inside list. Then in the third case, I value is the 3, that is also false, so that it will print false. In fourth case, I value is the 4, condition true, so that it will come back to here, then it will print true. In fifth iteration, I value is the 5 modulo 2 double is equal to 0, that is false, so that it will print false. Up to it will print like this. I hope this one is clear to you, right? How to implement if else statements. For if statement, we have to keep that one right hand side of the iteration. If you are going to implementing if else concept, then we have to keep condition entire concept before the loop. You have to remember these, guys. These are the small cases we have to remember, then only we'll get more clarity. I hope you have no issue except Sudarshan says clear. Then once if you are implementing your own inside your system, then you will get so many doubts, guys. Damn sure I'm saying you will get so many doubts you will get. That's why I'm telling you, I don't know what you are doing in my background. I mean, background in sense, from your side what is happening, I don't know. You are just trying to listening or you are practicing. uh, I'm not considering all those. If you will practice, then this entire session will be helpful for you. Then only you can able to ask me few doubts practicing. That's great. So we have to go, I mean, internet also, there you will get so many examples regarding to these, guys. So many examples we have regarding to this. You just go to internet, or else you will go with the Python official document. There also you will get so many examples. I hope you have no issue with these list comprehensions, right? No one have no issue. Yes, that is great. So list comprehensions is over. So iterators is also over, guys. I already explained all these one while implementing strings concept. I told you string iterators. Even while explaining list concept, I told you list iterator. Tuples concept is also tuple iterators is over. Then dictionary iterators is also over. I hope you have no issue with this list comprehensions, right? By using these list comprehensions, we can implement set comprehensions. I mean, comprehensions can be categorized into 4 types. One is the list, another one is the generator, third one is the dictionary, fourth one is the set. Based on the brackets, it will consider that. Okay.